Hello everyone, I'm Shafin, a third semester computer science student at Teftel International University. So I built this project called MemoEdit. It's basically a terminal-based text editor but with a Git-inspired version control system, built entirely from scratch in C++. No external libraries are used except Windows.h obviously because I had to do some Windows API calls here and there. Now let's dive deep into the first option, edit. This pops out an editor. This may look pretty normal at first, but I had to implement a lot of stuff and I'm going to begin with that. Let's say if I type something, hello, it is saying that I'm editing. It is showing the live status. And if I came back and go back to edit, you can see the data is not persistent because I had to save. I didn't save them. So this time I'm going to save it, Control Y to save. Now it is saved in memory. But now you can see that the changes are not committed. That's why this is showing this red warning, right? And if I go back to edit, this data is still persistent, but I didn't still commit them. Now let's type hello world. This is Shafin. I did a double space there, so let's undo it. You can undo that by Control Z. So I'm undoing that, and let's press. This is Shafin. I'm cool. Sorry, but you guys are coolest, right? At any point you can undo and redo at the same time. You can undo like that and redo like that. You can do Ctrl R to redo, and it may seem pretty basic at first, but I had to implement a lot of stuff because this is the text that the console is consistently printing out to you. This is not the text that you are typing out, not a normal input buffer, right? So let's say if I save this and came back here to edit, this is the text that the console is consistently outputting. So it's pretty cool to be able to navigate through it like that. And you can also at any point create a new line. That also works. You can go back, delete, or backspace. Everything works. I can just undo it. I'm cool. Yeah, that was it. Now, this is gonna be my first commit if I commit it. So let's do that commit. You can do the commit by Control D, right? Control T. This is gonna be initial commit. Okay, this is committed, you can see. Now if I go back and press the option history, this is the first commit I have made, version 1. This is my version ID. The ID will be this. I can track that or revert back to that commit using this ID. So I forgot to mention one thing, so before moving on I'm gonna show you that. So let's say I have this text right here, right? So I can easily copy it from here and press Ctrl V to paste it here. So this is pasted, right? But notice one thing, that this text is wrapped around the size of the window. So if I resize the window, everything is getting sorted correctly. It's a manual redraw system. I wrote a listener inside the input loop that checks the console buffer width. If it changes, it recalculates the UI padding and redraws the whole buffer so nothing breaks. Now if I do make some more changes, just 2 seconds. This is gonna be my second commit, right? Okay, second commit. This is committed. So you can see that this is here, right? And if I make some more changes, third. This time I'm not gonna commit it directly from here. I'm gonna save it, go back and commit it from here, the second option. So you can commit it. This is gonna be my third commit, right? Third commit. So let's go back to history. You can see initial commit, second commit, and the third commit. Right now I can also revert back to any commit using the option that I had discussed earlier. Let's say I'm just gonna go back to the first version, right? So I can do that, and if I go back to edit, you can see all the text below are gone. At any point I can edit from here. Bye. Let's say I type bye and Control Y to save, and I didn't commit it direct, but the history says that the second and third commit still exist. So if I go back to those commit, these uncommitted changes will be deleted. So let's do that. Revert, and I'm gonna come back to the third commit or second commit. Let's say I'm gonna come back to the third commit. So if I press history, I'm on the third commit, and if I go to edit, you can see second and third, these are available, but the changes I did, I saved but didn't commit, are gone. But what happens if I commit there directly? Let's see that. If I go back to revert, and let's say I'm gonna go to version 2 now. Then the third commit, the third is not showing obviously, so this is a new change. I'm gonna commit it from here. Let's say this is a new commit, right? So I'm gonna do that commit. This is committed, and if I go back to history, you can see that the third commit is no longer here. This is a new commit, and the new commit replaced to the third commit. So basically it deleted the old branch, deleted all the future commits from second commit, and created a new commit that starts after the second commit. That's how this works currently. I could have implemented a tree data structure to create a new branch, but that is such a drag, so I figured it out. This should work for now. And finally you can just exit it like this. Exiting तारीफ वाला है, वोट दिन